Hello guys, welcome back to Pentafinity. Today we're going to be creating a 3D character in Unity. He will be able to move with your keyboard inputs, and we're also going to be adding animations to him. So let's start off. Okay, so start off, we are going to be creating a new project in Unity, and we're going to be checking on this box here that's 3D because we need, so our game is going to be 3D. I will be naming it 3D 3D character. Okay, 3D character. And you can set the location of it to any place. Click on this 3D here and create a project. So okay guys, to start off with it, now I'm going to be importing some 3D models which I downloaded from Mixamo. I'm also going to be importing some animations which I also got from Mixamo. You can find the link below in the description if you want to download the same. So now I'm going to go to my project section, create a new folder that would be characters and animation. Animation. So that created here. Now we just have to right click here and import new asset. So it's going to be opening the file explorer for you. So this is all I needed, and now I don't think you need the jump here, and so not going to be adding jump yet I'm going to import all of these. So click on import there, and all of them are going to be imported to this folder here. So now we have to check it properly. So this is the Akai or the 3D character that I got from Mixamo. So now I'm going to be creating now a floor where the character can move. I'm going to go to game object, 3D, adding the cube here. And I'm just going to be resetting the transform. Now I'm going to be setting the scale to x to the 10 or no to the 50 and z to the 50. So you don't need to worry about the y-axis because the thickness of the wouldn't matter. Now we have to place our 3D character here. As you can see, that texture is not imported properly. You can import the textures properly by just clicking on it. You'll get all these options here. So materials, and you have to click on extract material. You have to extract textures. Just click on that. It's going to ask you to. I will just create a new folder, and let's just keep it as new folder. Select the folder, and it's going to be importing the textures. So as you see that this is the place where the textures are, and our character has been imported properly. So this is our character. So now we have to move the character. So for that I'm going to be clicking on this. This is our character, and I should also add a a collider for it because it would just float down because it has gravity. And as you can see now, if I place the camera, okay, you can see the camera. Now if I play it, you're gonna see that it's standing still, but when you move it, you won't be to move properly. So now to start off with it, I'm going to be making this character move properly. So to do that, I'm going to add a new C# script, be naming it movement, create an add, a new script should be added here. Take some time, and now I'm going to click edit script. So Visual Studio is opening up. It may take a while. I'm just okay guys, so Visual Studio is open up finally. Now we're going to be adding our so you don't need the start here. All we have to do is going to be, so in the last tutorial how we move the car, that will be given in the description. So what I'm going to be doing is simple. Add an if condition. If input, we're going to be taking the input, and that will be, sorry guys, input, and we're going to be getting a key button, get button, get key, sorry, key code would be key code dot the key you want. That might be W here for forward. Do that, and we're going to be write a code that should happen if we click on W. So now we're going to be doing transform, the transform for our character dot translate, and we're going to be moving it on the z-axis. So to move it on the z-axis, we are going to be increasing it to 10 units. So first 0 in the x-axis, 0 in the y-axis. Z-axis, we are going to be doing 10 into time dot delta time. Okay, so now if we hit W, our player is going to be moving forward. I'm going to copy that and change this W to S. So when I hit S now, it should go backward. That would be -10. And I should do the same for if put dot get key code dot A. So it should move towards the left in the bracket, and copy transform dot translate. Move it on the x-axis. We have to do 10 again into time dot delta time and 0 and 0. So we are going to be moving it opposite way, so that would be minus, because right side we would be adding it, but now we have to subtract it. Now if copy the same thing, the same code here, and this time if it's D, we have to minus, instead add N, so this should be caps D. And sorry guys, we have to make some changes here. We should change this to else if, and else if. Now if we go and test it out, our character will be moving right, left, and forward. So hit save, back to Unity. Unity should have refreshed, as you can see that, and hit play. Now our character moves left, right, according to what key we hit. So you can see it here. But now one problem here is that we should be adding the animation. So for that, we also want the camera to be behind the player. So what I would do is just take the main camera and make it the child of the character. Now if you see, a camera will always be behind the player. Oh, some problem here. Now, okay, so move back here. If you hit play now, be behind the player, but we have to write a script for the camera to be behind it. Add component, new, that I will name it follow cam. Create a new script. Create it in no time. And when I edit the script, it's going to open up Visual Studio for me. Here I should take the transform of the player. That would be public transform, play here, and this is the transform of the camera. Transform the position would be players dot position. Plus we need a vector here. I will just name it camera. Close it. Create public vector here, vector 3 for 3D. And you should be naming it same as this because that's what we need here. Paste that there. And done. We're good to go. Hit save. Back to Unity. We have to take the transform of the character and put it here. And we so guys, set this to -4 and this to 1. Now if you hit play, camera is just behind the character. We are moving left, right, center. Now what we have to do is add some animation for the player. So the animations that I took right here, as you can see, so this is idle. So we have to take this animation from here. We cannot use it from the same place here. So hit Control D, hit select that, hit Control D. It's going to open up another one and click on that, and you have to go to debug and make it legacy and normal. So you don't have to do any changes here. This should be the same. So guys, do the same for all of them. Yeah, for jump, okay, you don't need jump. It's going to be deleting that. We don't need that. And now we need right, moving towards the left. Sorry, I just named it right because I mirrored it when I was downloading it from mixamo. So I hit Control D again, and your right is also done. Now we need running, just running straight. So hit Control D again, we got our running, and we need the right side. And we got it. So this is so same way, got a running. So idle is been set to legacy. We have to do the same for everything. Debug, legacy, go back to normal, go to right again, debug, legacy, running, debug, legacy, normal. I know it's going to do that, but yet we have to do that. And I will be naming these a little bit differently because it would be confusing. So this is moving toward the right, so I would rename this to just right, and I would be naming this to left, so that would be easy for us. Okay, so we got all of our animations we need. Now we gotta head on to our character, and we should add another component, that is the animation component. So there's a lot of difference between animator and animation. You have to be using animation here. Now we need to click here and set one default animation, that would be idle. Drag it and drop it there. Now set the size to how many animations we have. So we have 4 here. So with there and change this to 4. So you have to drop all your animations here. So you can drop it in any order, that doesn't matter. But yes, you have to drop all of them here. So now we have all our animations here. Now we have to use them, like if you're moving, it should move to running. And if you're moving left, it should go to left, and right, you have to do that. So we get back to our C# script. So now I'm going to get back to our movement script. And here we have to just add few lines of code. That will be so we have to get the animation component of a player. So I do transform.get component. Inside this we have to name what is the component. For us it's animation component, and this is a method, so completed by bracket, parentheses. Then we're going to play and the name of it. So we're going that W, we have to be going forward. So what is us? So we have to do running. So that is what we need, and just do that. You can just go ahead and copy all of this, paste that. When we're doing S, it is we have another animation. We forgot to import, that would be running back. So that is running. Yeah, this is running backward. So I just want to check. Okay, this is forward and this backward. Hit Control D just like before. Debug. Hit legacy. Back to normal, and running backwards is ready here. Running backward. So I'll be naming it back. To be sensible. Back, and now get back to our character and add it here. You have to make it 5 here and put it to back. So we have it here, back to Visual Studio, and we have to put this to back. So these are nothing but we get the animation component of it. We play, so we're hitting S, so we're gonna play this also with it. So I'm going to be playing back if you're hitting S, because we're going to be going back. So for A, we're going to be going left. So we have to do the same as before. And just a minute, I'm going to be checking what did we name it. We named it left. So left, and I'm here. Paste it again. What you named it. We named it right. So just name it right here. So with save here, Control Shift S to save all. Get back to your Unity. It should have refreshed by now. Now if you try running your character, you see that his animation is playing pretty well. So, but there's a problem is that one animation says right is not found. Okay, so that's a mistake we had done here. We had put capital R there. I'll just change it back to I have to rename RIGHT. If you go here, it should have changed as it is. And we also forgot to do one thing, that is adding an else statement, and we have to keep it idle if we're not doing anything. So we do else if not doing all of this, we have to keep it idle. So we have to take the same code again, copy paste it here, and make that idle. So Control Shift S, get back to Unity. Right could not be found, that would just stay, just clear it here. And idle should be here. Now if you hit run, you should see that a player is idle. We move friend, or else he's idle. We do right, or he moves to the left. If I hit A, you can see the animations hooked up well there. And yeah, so now we would also like our character to rotate. So we would be doing that in the next tutorial. So thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and